So now today, on Cooking with Dad, I'm going to try and make a mushroom soup, which I never made. So let's get started. I'm going to take some mushrooms, put them into a pot, and kind of fry them up with onions. So now I'm going to take the onion and dice it up. It's not going to become like the great onion dip debacle of 2008, I think, and you know what that is. All right. I'm going to put some olive oil into the pan, or pot, and get that heated up. And besides the mushrooms, I'm actually going to put some marinated steak in it. I don't know if that's going to make it taste any better or what it'll do. I think it might make it taste good. I think I got the heat up too high, so I'm going to lower it down. Now I'm going to start to add in the onions. I'm going to put in quite a lot of onions. I'm going to put in quite a lot of mushrooms. These are big 16-ounce packages of mushrooms because as they cook, they're going to shrink down. Right now that's two. I'm thinking about adding in a third one. I'll let it cook down a little and we'll see what happens. And then I'll get back to you. I'm going to add in some oregano and some garlic because I didn't add that in yet. The oregano, I'm going to use my tried and true method of measuring it out. That looks about right. And garlic, that's a couple of spoons of minced. Since it's watery, I'm putting in what looks like a lot. I'd be putting in a whole lot more if it wasn't as watery. Yeah. How's that? Even better. Stir it around. Get it all mixed in there. Oh, it smells good anyway. And the mushrooms are cooking down slowly. I gotta let them cook down a lot more, and we'll look at it again in a few minutes. Well, it's been cooking for about 10 minutes. That's what it looks like now. I'm not going to add in the third package of mushrooms because I think it'll be too much. Now I'm going to put in, right now, 6 cups of water. And then I'm going to add in the bouillon cubes. I'm going to see what 6 cups of water looks like. May have to add in another 2 more cups of water. Let's see what that looks like. So far it looks like I'm going to be putting in a total of 8 cups of water. Maybe even 10. Right now, I'll leave it at 8 cups of water and 3 of the Knorr's bouillon cubes. Because each of these is good for 2 cups of water. So I put in 8 cups, but that way it cuts the salt down a little bit. Now I'm going to let this boil, and then I'm going to look into adding in, well, not adding in yet, but I'm going to look into mixing the blending the mushrooms and make it more soupy. Okay? Get back to it in a little while. Alright, well, right now it's starting to boil, and I'm going to lower the heat down on it, and I'm going to let it cook for a little bit longer. So this way I get the mushrooms nice and soft. And then I'm going to use the emulsion blender, and I'm going to blend all of the mushrooms and try to make it a little bit thicker with it. And eventually I'm going to be adding some heavy cream. Not a whole lot, but I'm going to add some. So I think I'm going to let it cook for about maybe 10-15 minutes, and then I'm going to check it again. And when I'm ready to do the blender, we'll come back to it and we'll start to blend it. Okay, it's been cooking for about, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe. Now it's time for the cool immersion blender. If you don't have this, you can just use a regular blender. You just got to pour it in and out. Let's see what happens. Coming out as thick as I wanted it to. So I saw something somewhere that said if you add flour, it should thicken it up a little bit. I got to mess around with it right now and see if I want to add flour, if I just want to leave it alone. Probably I should just leave it alone, but I can't. Let's see what it looks like. It doesn't look too bad. Now I think I'm going to try and add some flour to it and thicken it a little bit. So let me do that. And I'm going to be putting the shaved steak in. I got the shaved steak here. We picked this up at the store and we marinated it. Just looks like shaved steak. Let me see, because Mom put marinade on it and she said that it was in pieces or shreds. I don't know if, yeah, it looks like it is. So I'm going to put that in to give it more, I don't know, a little something. So it's kind of like you're having steak and mushrooms. Well, you actually are, it's just in soup form. I don't know how much to tell you to put in. I just picked up this package and that's what I'm putting in, whatever that is, I don't know. But I'm going to let that cook. In fact, I'm going to raise up the heat on it a little. I'm going to see what that does and we'll get back to it. Well, here we are back again. Looks like it's getting a little bit thicker. I want it to have a little more color than that because, I don't know, that doesn't look appealing to me. So I'm going to add some of the Gravy Master. Exactly how much, I don't know. This will make it a little darker. I don't know, maybe that's like 2 teaspoons worth, maybe even a tablespoon. Didn't really darken it up that much. One more. Yeah, that's it. Don't want it. Well, now it's looking more like a portobello mushroom. And of course, the shaved steak is in here, which you can't really see now because it's slowly breaking apart, but it's in there. And I'm going to do another one of my exacting measurements. I'm adding some pepper. I'm not adding any salt in because I didn't get to taste it yet. As far as the pepper goes, yeah, like that much. I'll mix it all in again. And then I'm going to be tasting it. See how it tastes. And hopefully it tastes good. Actually tastes good. Tastes a little watery though. I'm glad I didn't add salt because It has enough, I guess, natural salt. I don't know, it feels like it's missing something. I gotta think. All right, we'll get back to it. Well, anyway, while the soup continues to cook, I'm gonna make some garlic bread, and I'm gonna put some mozzarella cheese on it. So I'm gonna toast this, let the soup cook a little bit, and then I still have to add in some heavy cream. Exactly how much I don't know yet, but I'll try to figure that out. So I got to keep an eye on the garlic bread. Alright, well, I looked at a recipe that said 1 cup of heavy cream. I'm not going to do 1 cup, I'm going to do less than 1 cup. But I'm putting heavy cream. So I'm going to try, I guess, a 1/4 cup first. We'll see what that does. So right now I shut the heat off. This is a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. And I'm thinking that a 1/4 cup is going to be enough. I don't want to make it too creamy. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it at a 1/4 cup. But of course you got to do what you want to what you think is right. And right now I got my bread toasting. And then I'm going to take out some garlic, and I'm actually going to take the garlic, peel it, and then rub it on the crusty bread. So I guess you'll see that as I'm doing it. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to add in some chives. And Mom has tasted the soup and said it tastes fine. So we're just waiting on the bread to get toasted and get back to it. And now for the garlic toast, or garlic bread, whatever, you take a piece of garlic and you just rub it onto the bread like a cheese grater. And that's gonna give it a good garlicky flavor. And then I think I'm going to put some cheese on it and melt it onto it. So this way it's cheesy garlic bread. You missed the first batch that caught fire, but I threw that out. I'll show you when the cheese is on it. And I'm putting mozzarella cheese on it, so you'll see what it looks like. And there's the cheesy garlic bread. And next we're going to see how it tastes. And now to try it and see. Mom says it's good. I'm going to taste it now.
What do you think?
I think it came out really good.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Mom pre-tasted it because she didn't want to make a strange face. And my cheesy garlic bread. So I'm going to see how that all goes.
Oh, and there's steak in the soup too.
I showed that.
I was not sure.
Cheesy garlic bread is really good. Okay. There you go. First show. Bye.